Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Bilco number SD709. This is a replacement zinc handle assembly for many of their series of roof hatches. Can't really say what all series these are being used with because unfortunately there's not really a master list of that information available. But the point of the video is to give you visual, dimensional evidence of the replacement handle so that you can determine whether or not if this is what you need. That's kind of what you get when you order this. What would be the exterior handle assembly that you can padlock. This would go through the exterior door. You have your neoprene gasket here, which is available as a separate product, by the way. This will go through your lock body. Then your handle will come in from the opposite side, okay? And you will get a couple of fasteners for this. You'll notice one has a thinner head and the other has a standard head. The thin head will go underneath this area here. The standard head will go back here, okay? And the purpose of this video is to serve these visual evidence, dimensional evidence of the item. This is a portion of an entire lock assembly that you can order. If you needed the entire lock inside-outside handles with the lock body, that part number would be RPRS7. But not everybody needs the lock body and the strike and the additional cost. And you can purchase only this item. Now, what differentiates this SD709 from its sister products is the length of the shaft. And that shaft is defined as 4 5/8. 4 5/8. Now, I find that that's measured from the pin on the other handle, but set at about the 1/4 inch mark. About to 4 5/8, because, or maybe the 3/8 mark. Because what they're saying is the length of the shaft is 4 5/8. That shaft runs into about here. Why is that important? Well, I would say it would be, how about this? Just tell me the length from the shaft here, I suppose, because I can measure that more easily. But nonetheless, if you were trying to identify which handle set you need, we would say, what's the shaft length? So realizing that the pin is holding that shaft and it must run a little bit long, because if we study over on the other side, it probably is about 3/8 from the end to where that hole is. Indeed, maybe 5/16. That's where the 4 5/8 is coming from. So if you need an outside handle assembly, we're going to say, what's the shaft length? There are other options: 4 5/8, 4 15/16. 5 5/8, 5 15/16. Those are all done on a zinc material. You can also do all of this in stainless steel. Why do the shaft lengths differ? And that's the only difference between them, because the thickness of the lid differs. If you have a standard steel lid that's not insulated, you need the SD709. That's all there is to that. A couple of other basic dimensional properties that we can give you. Then we're going to switch to the screen view and go over the drawing that's associated. This key stock is 0.31 by 0.312, so 5/16 key stock. This handle already has the roll pin set into it, and you'll just have to drive that through. Center line of the key stock to the edge of the handle, it's about 3.5 inches or so. Overall projection of the handle looks like it's about 1.25 inches. And again, this is just a zinc, probably a cast zinc material, unfinished. And of course, a couple of hex cap screws. Now let's switch to the screen view where we can take a look at that associated drawing. So this document is linked to down below this item, where you can pull up this drawing showing these parts. Page 1 is all of the zinc handle assembly version of this material, or Zamac, I think they're calling it. Zamac, yeah, it's just some sort of base material that's dense and non-ferrous. Page 2 shows the stainless version. Don't order the stainless unless you need non-ferrous, meaning if you have an aluminum construction, that will unnecessarily drive up the cost substantially. But nonetheless, if you have an aluminum base roof hatch, you'd be looking at the stainless version. So this is where our SD709 can be found. Handle assembly, 4 5/8 shaft length. Dimension A is 3 3/8. Yeah, when I put that on there, it basically measures 3 5/16. So there you go as well. Measure it either way that you like, I suppose. And then your shaft length, and your other items are here. And again, it just goes with the thickness of the unit, and also, you know, unknown variables that we're not able to contribute intelligently to because we don't have the bill of material of every roof hatch and the hardware that is used. But this document is really handy for your review. So there is a link here on the page to the manufacturer's page. And that is a handy link because it will allow you to review not only all of the Bilco items that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any sort of encyclopedic documents that will come into possession of, we will upload them here as well. Let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, so the point of this video is just to provide some visual evidence of the item. If you have a Bilco roof hatch and you're needing a replacement handle, this is 90% of all the ones that you'll sell with the 4 5/8 shaft length. So be mindful, it's probably this one. But the dimensions are here to help assist you and determine whether or not it is. And if it's not, meaning the shaft length is too short or not the right length, that link to the drawing there will allow you to get the part number so you can populate that back into the site and then move along. If you have any questions on the SD709 replacement handle assembly or any other Bilco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.